Welcome you all again for the thermodynamic lecture series. Today we are going to solve two more problem on a study. So as we all know already, so with the mass balance equation we are having the continuity equation as A1 C1 by V1 which is equal to A2 C2 by V2. Then from the energy balance equation, that is the total energy entering into the system which is equal to the total energy leaving into the system in a steady flow device, then your equation will becomes h1 plus e1 square by 2 plus gz1 plus dq by dm which is equal to h2 plus e2 square by 2 plus gz2 plus dwx by dm. So this is considering a unit mass of a system. Okay, when we considering a mass flow rate, then your equation will be like this. So with this we move on to a problem number 23. In a steam power station, the steam flows steadily through a 0.2 meter diameter pipeline. Okay, so we have to read the question very carefully. So here in a steam power station, okay, so in a steam power station the steam flows steadily through a 0.2 meter diameter pipeline. Okay, the steam is flowing through a pipe which consists of the diameter is 0.2 meter from the boiler to the turbine. Okay, so that is in a steam power station, when a boiler is producing the heat, then that is producing the steam. Okay, so when a heat is given to the boiler is producing the steam, which steam is carried over through one pipe which consists of a 0.2 meter diameter. At the end of that pipe a turbine is connected here. So at the boiler end the steam conditions are found to be 4 megapascal. Okay, so that is the boiler end is the initial end of the pipe, okay, the starting end of the pipe where the boiler is connected. So that is P1 is 4 megapascal and T1 is 400 degrees Celsius and H is enthalpy. So H1 is 3213.6 kilojoule per kilogram and your specific volume B1 is 0.073 meter cube per kg. So at the turbine end, is at the end of the pipe the turbine is connected. So at the end of the pipe it is the conditions are found to be pressure P2 is 3.5 megapascal and T2 is 392 degrees Celsius, H2 is 3202.6 kilojoule per kilogram and your specific volume V2 is 0.084 meter cube per kg. So there is heat loss. Okay, so heat is lost from the system to the surrounding, so from the pipe to the atmosphere. So there is a heat loss of 8.5 kilojoule per kilogram from the pipeline. So Q is equal to negative minus 8.5 kilojoule per kilogram. Here unit is kilogram, so we have to write dq by dm. Calculate the steam flow rate, that is mass flow rate. We have to find it out. How much amount of the mass flow rate of the steam mass flow rate will enter into the pipe, we need to find it out. Here the problem they have given, it is boiler turbine, but they have mentioned only through the diameter of the pipeline. They are talking about the problem, they are considering only the pipe section, not about your boiler or turbine. So don't confuse here. For your confusion they are given a practical application, but here we should not assume it is a boiler, we should not consider it is a turbine. Okay, so they are a part which lying on or before and after the pipeline. Okay, so for clearly explaining this, we are having a diagram on the next slide. We are going to see that. So that is, you see here, so this is your boiler end and this is your turbine end. Here what we are going to discuss is only this pipe. Okay, so at the boiler end they are giving some condition as 1 and at the turbine end they are giving some condition as 2. Okay, so we need to consider only this one. Okay, so only this is a pipe type problem. We need to find it out a steam flow rate. So from your mass balance equation, so I can write m dot 1 equal to m dot 2. So here A1 C1 by V1 is equal to A2 C2 by V2. Here the diameter of the pipe is, throughout the length the diameter of the pipe is same, so we can cancel the area. So pi by 4 d1 square which is equal to pi by 4 d2 square. So we can cancel area here. Then your equation will be C1 by V1 which is equal to C2 by V2. Then we can find it out C2. So in terms of C1, because we didn't know about initial and the final velocities, so C2 is equal to 1.15 C1. So keep the equation as it is. Then from a steady flow energy equation, H1 plus C1 square by 2 plus Gz1 plus dq by dm and H2 plus C2 square by 2 plus Gz2 plus dwx by dm here. Okay, so here it is for a pipe. So for a pipe there is no work done. There is no work is done on the system or done by the system in a pipe. So the work is 0 in this case. So we can neglect dwx by dm from this above equation. And the datum levels are also equal. So we can equate the datum levels. Then your equation becomes h1 plus c1 square by 2 plus dq by dm, which is equal to h2 plus c2 square by 2. So in this, we need to find it out c1. Okay. So by keeping on c1 square by 2 at the left hand side, bringing all the terms to the right hand side, then your equation will be c1 square by 2, which is equal to h2 plus c2 square by 2 minus h1 minus dq by. Then you substitute all the values in terms of joule. Okay, h is in terms they have given us kilojoule per kilogram, so you substitute in terms of joule here. Okay, so here is also you have to substitute in joule. Then in the first slide we have find out c2 in terms of 1.5 into c1. You substitute that values also. Okay, then you can solve this equation to find it out c1. So c1 value will be 124.5 meter per second. Okay, so why we need to find out c1? Because we need to find it out mass flow rate. So mass flow rate equation will be A1 C1 divided by V1. Okay, so that is pi by 4 D1 square. So that is inlet diameter, that is diameter of the pipe is given, but the initial velocity is not given. So that we are doing here to find it out the initial velocity as 124.5 meter per second. So as a result, I already said the mass flow rate is equal to area into velocity divided by your specific volume. So area is pi by 4 into d square. So this diameter is given in the problem itself. So you can substitute to get area as 0.0314 meter square. Then velocity we find it out. The specific volume is given in the question. So as a result, the mass flow rate or the steam flow rate is 53.55 kilogram per second. So this is your result as a steam flow rate is 53.55 kilogram per second. Problem 24. So in a gas turbine, okay, so they have said that in a gas turbine the gas enters at the rate of, okay, so here the gas is entering into the turbine, so that is the problem of the turbine. So in a gas turbine the gas enters at a rate of 5 kilogram per second. So the mass flow rate is 5 kilogram per second with the velocity of 50 meter per second. So C1 is 50 meter per second and enthalpy of 900 kilojoule per kilogram, that is H1 is 900 kilojoule per kilogram, and leaves the turbine with a velocity of 150 meter per second. So C2 is 150 meter per second. And the enthalpy of 400 kilojoule per kilogram, here it is H2 is 400 kilojoule per kilogram. The loss of heat from the gases to the surrounding, here is also the heat is lost. Okay, so that is dq by dm. You check the unit, it is kilojoule per kilogram. So we have to write dq by dm, which is equal to minus 25 kilojoule per kilogram. So assume gas constant, that is R is equal to 0.285 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. And Cp as 1.004 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. And the inlet conditions to be 100 kilopascal, that is inlet conditions of your gas turbine. P1 is 100 kilopascal and T1 is 27 degrees Celsius. Determine the power output of the turbine and the diameter of the inlet of the pipe. They are asking about the power output, so we need to find it out dwx by d tau, because this unit is in, they are asking power, so we have to express in terms of watt. Okay, so we have to write dwx by d tau considering a time. Then diameter of the inlet pipe we need to find it out d1. So consider this as a turbine, so we need to find it out power. So power unit is kilowatt or watt, so we have to consider a tau time. Okay, so dwx by d tau and the diameter of the inlet pipe is d1. So from a Stadi-Flanergy equation we can write h1 plus c1 square by 2 plus g z1 plus dq by dm, which is equal to h2 plus c2 square by 2 plus g z2 plus dwx by dm here. In this, the datum levels are equal, so we can neglect these two terms and we substitute all the values what they are given. So h1 is given, c1 is also given, and dq by dm is minus 25 kilojoule per kilogram. So before substituting into that, you have to convert all the terms in terms of SI units. Don't substitute in kilojoule or kilopascal. So you substitute all the values in terms of joule only. Then you will get dwx by dm as 465,000 joule per kilogram. Okay. But I need dwx by d tau. So I am multiplying this term with mass flow rate. Okay, what is this unit? So this unit is joule per kilogram and this unit is kilogram per second. Then kilogram will get cancelled. Then your unit will become joule per second. Then your dwx by d tau will be 2325 kilowatt. Then our next question is, we need to find it out the diameter. Okay, so diameter of the inlet diameter we need to find it out. So for that, From the mass flow rate equation, we are going to find it out that equation, that is m dot equal to A1 C1 by V1. But we know C1, but we didn't know about V1. For that, I am writing P1 V1 is equal to R into T1. Okay, so that is P1 into a specific volume is equal to R into T1. So R is given in the problem, T1 and P1 is given in the problem. So you substitute all the values in terms of, again in the SI unit, you will get a specific volume of the initial condition as 0.855 meter cube per kg. So substitute that value here, you will get D1 is equal to 0.3299 meter. So that is initial diameter is 0.3299 meter. So as a result, the power output of the turbine dWx by d tau is 2325 kilowatt and the inlet diameter of the pipe is 0.3299 meter. Thank you.